Alright, Shalom, Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there, spreading this truth like wildfire in all truth and in all sincerity. And Shalom to the real. And Shalom to the elect among Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom to the rest of the elect, the men who can't prophesy, but they because of their disabilities, but they can prevent because that wasn't their lot, but they support the prophets to the friends of the prophets and to the real sisters out there who are actually staying in order and the few children that believe. All right, I'm gonna do this. Hey, I wanted title this live. Esau, you done goofed, because this devil man. He doesn't realize how bad he fucked up when he touched the elect. He's gonna touch the elect. Okay, when he touched the apple of the Most High Yahweh's eye, man, he didn't know. Like, he knew that he fucked up, but he just don't realize how bad he did it, how bad he fucked up, and this devil man, he still don't realize it, because he still don't realize it, because he continues to add he continues to oppress our people. And continue, and also continue, he continues to oppress our people, and lie to our people, try to take them to get that jab, or try to get them to get them to take the juice, telling them that they gotta take the juice, while telling them that's good for them, from doing that to paying them, bribing them to take the juice, offering different shit like just different shit, different perks for different brownie points, different perks, to different perks to basically to bribe Jake to take the juice, because Esau is really trying to, because really it's actually poison, and this devil, he's actually trying to get rid of Jake, he's actually trying to get rid of our people, man, because he's trying to get that birthright back. And if Jake ain't around, right, who does it go to next, right? But he's not going to succeed. He's only going to be able to touch the 2/3, and you know, which they're the 2/3. They their whole their whole reason for being around this time around was to get put to death. You know, they wasn't gonna get it this time on this side. Wasn't gonna repent on this side. That it's the same. But once he Salakia. But once he does that, once this devil does what he was created to do, slay those that were slain, that were numbered to the sword, 2/3. This, and then he's gonna move on. He's gonna move on the elect. He's gonna move on the elect, and that's gonna lead to this devil's downfall. That's gonna lead to which he's already on a downward trend. Has been since the 1970s. Babylon just ain't been the same since the late 60s, early 70s, when these devils claimed golden moon and then put an international space station up there later on. Also, when Abba Bivens, whenever he went out there and followed by those who those who learned under him, followed by basically the founding fathers of the truth, who Apostle Tahar and them learned from, High Priest Yaakov and them, King Rasha and them. So since this truth started being pushed out there in the streets and highways and byways, this devil, he's been, being brought down. The entire vibration of this place has been being brought down, which is why these devils they're they're slipping up. They've been slipping up more and more. They've been snitching on each other more and more. Information has been getting out about them that they didn't want to get out more and more. That has weakened these devils because deception. That was their their strength. Let me get devil. Devil means false accuser or deceiver. Like, yeah, that's a devious person is a deceiver. Someone who's plotting, stays plotting. And that's a devil. And Esau, Edom, that's they stay doing. But they're gonna go after the elect. They're gonna go after the elect and then try to force that charagma on. They're gonna try to force Mark and everybody, including the elect, who they really want to get. And then that's gonna backfire on their ass, because let me get Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh, so shall they fear Yahweh Shemiah Shai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Shemiah Shai shall lift up a standard against them. So once these devils rule, roll, Salakia. Once these devils roll, it's over for them because that's when they're basically gonna run. I wouldn't say into a brick wall, into a one, like I said before, a 100 foot. And it's an analogy, of course. A 144 foot high vibrating wall, like straight up. Getting that, because all that shit, like all these superhero movies, it's really about the elect getting raised up and given spiritual powers. The house of David, the elect, also known as the house of David. House of David. Hold on. We get Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be his palace, as the angel of Yahweh before them. So there you go, man. You have, angelic type powers, man. And then, yeah, so, they're going to be as powers as the angel of Yahweh before them. So having supernatural, spiritual powers, that, you know, and Esau knows this, which is why he came at us yet, he's plotting. And Esau also knows this in the day of thy power. That's also why he's moving the way he is of thy power. Psalms 110, verse 3, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning thou hast to do of thy youth. And that's talking about Yahweh Shai, but who's going to be with Yahweh Shai, man? Who's going to be with Yahweh Shai? The elect, the elect are going to be raised up along with him. His day ones. They were with him since the beginning. Yahweh Shai's day ones. We hope to be of that number. And let me get, they're going to get, that's when people, because that's when hold up, let me run it back. Because that's when, the people is going to realize, oh shit, these are, those men that we basically scoffed at on the highways and byways and on YouTube and shit, clown on them for wearing tablecloths, standing next to a sign, you know, shouting about how America going down and shit, and how the so-called white man is Esau, he the devil and all that. You know, hey, those prophets of doom, man, those were the actual prophets. You know, we fucked up, man. You know, hey, 2/3, man, they're also gonna learn because they're not gonna get that same power, man. The 2/3, you know, they're gonna be mowed down by Esau, man, like some tall grass. You know, they're gonna be mowed down, and then you know, after Esau does what he's created to do, you know, it'll be that sword. You know, after Yahweh Shimei Shai uses a sword on his left left hand, you know, to destroy the 2/3 of Israel. You know, he's gonna get rid of that sword, man. He's gonna use his right hand. And he's gonna pick up his battle axe, and he's gonna and that's Jacob, man. You know, the sword is Esau, and he's on the left hand, and you know he's disposable. But Jacob is that battle axe. So he gonna get down with his with this battle axe, man. Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my what? Let me get the last verse because I think it's some right here. Oh yeah, it's talking about Jacob as well as the Most High Yahweh, man, and the Son Yahweh Shai. Jeremiah 51:19. Because we're a monument unto our creators, Zion 1, which is they say they use the anglicized version. You know, it's like English version Zion, but it's really to Zion 1 in the Hebrew. You know, it means monument. You know, and I wasn't really up to doing this lesson, but Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai putting the spirit on me, giving me scriptures. Kala Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Kadash. But yeah, let me get this right here, Jeremiah 51:19, because you know it goes into the next verse I'm gonna bring out. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name, man. So Israel is the rod of his inheritance. You know, and you know it's for the elect on this side. Verse 20, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. You know, so he's going to pick up that battle axe on his right hand side, you know, the righteous side, and he's going to, you know, start slicing and dicing through these devils, man, and through these heathens, and even 2/3. Verse 21, especially if they're agents and sellouts. They're you have them, man. So they're gonna get sliced right through, just like the heathens that they want to be. Verse 21, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. You know, when these devils come down on us with great wrath, man, when these devils come down with great wrath, you know, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna mow those 2/3 right down, man. You know, they're gonna mow them right down. But you know, when they run into that wall, man, that 144-foot titanium, well, vibranium, well, titanium strong as fuck, vibranium, because that goes into the spiritual powers. When you watch the movie, you watch the show. Shit. It's a show about spiritual powers, man. When you watch the show, it's vibration. Vibranium is. Think if I look it up, I'll find what it go into, man. Yeah, oh, Iron Man. Iron Man. Yeah, vibranium is a fictional metal appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, noted for its extraordinary abilities to absorb, store, and release large amounts of kinetic energy. Vibranium. Vibranium. It's not a. It's not an accident that they called it that, man. Vibranium. Vibranium. It's in Marvel, all them Marvel comics, basically. Movies, basically. Yeah. But yeah, man. Hold up. Basically, like they they like hinting on you know it's symbolic really because these devils, man, they're trying to show you how they're telling you that they know that the elect is gonna get raised up, and have spiritual powers. Their vibration is gonna be raised. So that's why they included in that series. And then well in them comics they included in them comics vibranium and shit, like some metal called vibranium. But that's what's making them get helping them out and shit. But because these Marvel Marvel the director Marvel Comics founder, he's a Martin Goodman, and see him, he's ish. Supposedly he was the one that created it, but Stan Lee was also involved in that. And some of these comic book creators could be Speckled Birds like Stan Lee, but you have the 1948ers. They uh they read the Bible too, man. Hey, Esau reads the Bible too, but so he knows. And Esau knows. He knows what's about to go down. But hold up. Oh, Stanley is his nephew. He's a ish. It appears to be. It appears to be that he's a ish. But hey, even so, even if so, even if he's, actual Amalek, which could be, even if he is, he's a, they read the scriptures too, man. They know what's up. Especially the ones that are juiced in, the ones, the ones that are either the elites or close to the elites. They know what's up. So, Esau knows what's coming, but he don't know, how bad it's gonna be. Like he don't know how bad it's gonna be, how bad it's gonna be. Like these devils don't know how bad it's gonna be for him and shit. Like for real. Like it's gonna be beyond what these superhero movies show, man. It's gonna be beyond it. And that's before the kingdom. Hey, the kingdom is gonna be on some other type shit, on some whole other level, man. Beyond what they could imagine, but beyond what we can imagine. You know, hey, Jacob gonna be that battle axe. Verse 22, with thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. When is this gonna happen? Or when is this gonna happen? Ah shit, I didn't even mean to close that. Let's see. Well, verse 23, I'll also, and then you get the point. I'll also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. All these nations, when the elect come back, and then that, before, whenever the elect get raised up, when after Esau rolls, and then and that's before the nukes. That's before the nukes, and then hey, after the nukes, the elect is gonna get down, man. On these other nations, on the rebels of our people in the northern kingdom, left in the northern kingdom countries and scattered throughout the world. We're Hey, what the elect is gonna be doing out here is gonna be like on a whole different level. Like, hold on. Even Yahushua said, he shall do greater things, man. Do greater works. Greater works shall ye do. Well, it's gonna be on like both healing and like fucking shit up. I would say on both, because we're gonna be that battle axe, we're gonna be that standard, but it's also it's me- members of the elect that's part of that great multitude that gotta be healed and shit. That got disabilities, afflictions of different types, man. Some of these the elect 144K is gonna be going around, and it's gonna be healing people, man. Healing people of for example, The if any, anyone took the jab and then later regretted it, repented, because the jab is not you. I mean, taking a jab does not mean that he took the mark of the beast, but he did take poison. You don't know how much you took it. You don't know how strong you took it. You don't know what's in it. It's a gamble, basically. But you those who took it and got like got a got a got some incurable disease and shit. That later repent and they praying to be healed. One of the elect men that's been raised up, one of 144K, may be sent to heal the individual. Just like in the days of Acts when the apostles was and the different disciples, but mainly the apostles was healing people. And let me get John 14:12. Very verily I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So what Yahushua did, his elect is going to do. And matter of fact, greater works, and it's going to be, 144 men, 144K men, 12,000 out of each tribe out here. And yeah, 12,000 out of each tribe out here. So it's gonna be, a whole army of a so-called black, Latino, Native American, and speckled birds. Going around here, making moves. Both healing moves and destructive moves, man. When Esau rolling shit, both of that, both type moves, man. Not to mention, not to mention, those brothers. Hey, once they get healed, it's certain brothers that's created for certain lots. Like there's brothers that they may not have been set up to be like prophets, like out on the highways and byways, their disabilities prevent them, like what I said at the beginning. Shalom to those. But maybe once they get raised up, their purpose be like, for example, be a death angel or some shit, bring death to these like you sellouts, bro, agents, and these devils when they roll, man. Now you just you're gonna have different roles, but let me get it's all gonna happen when this let me get this right here. I'm gonna show you these scriptures is gonna show you Amos 9. Well, Amos 8:11 would have happened, but Amos 9:11, when Amos 9 and 10. Let me get this one before. When this happens, Amos 9 and 10. As this is happening. When and as it's happening, because it's going to be a process. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Talking about your 2/3 getting mowed over and mowed down by Esau Edom. When he come through, that's sword. When he come through with that overwhelming scourge coming like a flood, hey, you 2/3, y'all gonna be on the chopping block, man. Y'all are slated to be on the chopping block, because of because you rejected it, you despised this word, man, and continue to go off, continue to go off, even though you was told that it was off, and you was told of the consequences, warned over and over, warned that you was running out of time. You 2/3, continue to scoff, continue to scoff, continue to scoffing and do your own thing, scoff, scorn, even make skits about us, clowning, and then go back to doing your own thing, smoking weed, other shit as well, cigs and other shit, just inhaling smoke. um, other drugs, which that goes into witchcraft, is pharmakia. Pharmakia meaning the use of drugs. It goes into sorcery, really, to be specific. The Greek word pharmakia, which is, by the way, has the same root as pharmaceuticals. What's the biggest industry? One of the most biggest, if not the biggest, and most influential industry in Babylon, in America, and a lot of them is in the West. It's hey, you guessed it, big pharma. That's who's behind, pushing the vaccine. That those are the devils that are behind it, man. The money, well, and then the elites are behind them. Big pharma companies, man. Big pharma corporations like Pfizer, Moderna. You just to name a couple. But yeah, don't want to go off on a tangent too much. You 2/3 that, you take the jab, and then the same justification is going to be used for the chip, which is going to number you to the sword. And also, you keep on committing adultery, you keep on, like, keep on murdering, or you keep on committing adultery. That's big in among the sinners of my people. You keep committing adultery, you keep y'all keep doing that, y'all keep being faggots and lesbians, sodomites, bunch of sodomites, man. Homosexuality, even though it's clearly going off. And even the so-called Christian knows that. Which a lot of the sinners of our people are so-called Christian, yet they continue to do that. Continue to eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Abominable beasts, man. Animals that are not meant to be consumed. Just adding sin upon sin, man. Thinking that you're gonna be all right. The evil shall not overtake you or prevent us. You 2/3, man. You're gonna get sliced and diced out here, man. You're gonna get mowed down. You can picture, your 2/3 as some tall ass blades of grass, man. And Esau, Edom, pictured in your head, sitting on a huge ass lawnmower, just mowing your asses, man. Just fucking making chop suey out of y'all, man. Picture that. Y'all gonna die by the sword, man. And the sword is any type of weapon, not just an actual, like killing instrument like a gun or some shit, a physical, an obvious killing instrument like that. There's different types of weapons. You have biological weapons as well. The pestilences. There's real pestilences that are coming down the pike. It's not just like y'all worried about this fucking pandemic, but there's real pestilences coming. And a lot of it, the shit that's coming is gonna be caused by the jab. But there's also actual pestilences that are coming. And with the doctors quitting because of the mandates with Vanessa that they don't want to attend. Or there's a shortage of that, shortage of nurses is coming because of the mandates already developing. So when a real pandemic, well, not a pandemic, well, in the way that it's a hoax, but a real one, when a real one that's actually making people drop dead like flies out here, you know, like that, right? In brutal ways, though, you know, comes to America and steamrolls through you 2/3, steamrolls right through y'all. Those that are slated to die of the pestilence are gonna die of the pestilence, and though which is a weapon as well, man. And those are because Esau is known to release bioweapons, and that's his MO, man. Small plot. The devil that gave you smallpox blankets and did a Tuskegee experiment on you, you know, that's his MO. And it's many examples of him waging bio warfare. So you're gonna have that, because he's a coward. So you're gonna have that going on, and then you're gonna have so you're gonna have that, and then you're gonna have bio warfare. You got these beasts being these chimeras, there's chimeras or chimeras. These different animals being put together in labs, man. These unknown wild beasts that's finna get released out here as well, man. These unknown wild beasts, man. Gonna be tearing straight through your jakes, man. It's not just the average beast that you don't have to worry about. No, it's the ones that is gonna make you fucking drop dead of a heart attack just by seeing them. How shit you think, or hearing them, the noises they make, man. And the noise and beasts. It's just it's gonna cause you to fucking drop dead out of fear, man. And that's the type of shit is coming in Jacob's trouble, man. Where 2/3 is gonna get cut off, as well as you lower level devils, man. As well as y'all. As well as you lower level devils, cause you ain't getting no fucking deep underground military base. You don't got no spot in the deep underground military bases. You're like the throwaways of Esau. The elites don't give a fuck about y'all. As well as you heathens that are still here at Babylon as well as around the world. But here in Babylon is when it's gonna hit the hardest, man. When you're gonna have that, you're gonna have a famine too. You're gonna have a famine too. Engineered famines, another weapon. But it's also it's another weapon. So in a way, the sword is gonna be slaying you niggas out here that's gonna be dying of famine. And y'all saw a picture of that in the big NO, man. After that hurricane, New Orleans, after Ida, man. Y'all got a picture of that, as well as after Katrina. Louisiana residents, yup, 1 week ago, let's see. Yup, 3 weeks after Hurricane Ida, parts of Louisiana are still dark, man. Parts of southeast Louisiana are still dark. You know, as businesses and schools have reopened in New Orleans, ongoing power or outages like you power outages in communities just beyond the city put recovery out of reach. So, you know, this New Orleans is basically like looking like a war zone right now, man. Cables like down and shit. Yeah, that's why the power is out. You know, overblown trees, all that shit. Buildings, houses looking all fucked up. You know, it's looking like a war zone out there, man. And now what? Hey, Hurricane Ida, bro. You know, it'll. It was a. Esau. It was one of them storms. Esau be using that heart to using heart to fuck up the weather, man. Using HARP and using the chemtrails, to play like he the most high with the weather, man. He's really being used to he's really being used to put hell on the world, on your tribes, really. But yeah, it's like Jacob's trouble over there, man. She can see the sign. Yep. For Tiffany Brown, this is like a glimpse of what's coming to the rest of you tribes, man. For Tiffany Brown, the drive home, as well as to them Haitians, man. That's why they're fleeing. Hey, a lot of you Jakes over there in New Orleans are actually Levites, so-called Haitians, man, or so-called Haitian descent, which is why it is the way it is, being you know, a hot spot for voodoo and shit. For Tiffany Brown, the drive, but anyways, for Tiffany Brown, let's get this article before I get back on my point, because this shows, what Esau is going to bring to the your tribes before, he gets taken out of the way, gets taken down, man, like for good. For Tiffany, this is his last hurrah, man. This is the type of shit he's bringing to these type of conditions is what he's gonna bring to all you tribes, man. For and this just like a glimpse of it. It's gonna be way worse. For Tiffany Brown, the drive home from Louisiana, New Orleans begins as usual. She can see the lights on in the city's central business district, and people gathering in bars and restaurants. But as she drives west along Interstate I-10, signs of Hurricane Ida's destruction emerge. Trees with missing limbs fill the swamp on either side of the highway, with each passing mile more blue tarps appear on rooftops, and more electric poles lay falling by the road, some snapped in half. By the time Miss Brown gets to her exit in this Strahan, what the fuck that shit is. It's probably a small town. 30 minutes later, the lights illuminating the highway. It's a small town, I believe, and that's the oldest document. It's a fucking plantation home. Fuck. Plantation home. Like, it's a plantation home, but it's also like a small town in Louisiana and shit. In southeast Louisiana, closest to New Orleans. 30 minutes later, it's like 30 minutes away. The lights illuminating the highway have disappeared. I think so, yeah. Appears to be, but anyways, yeah. The lights illuminating the highway have disappeared, and another night of total darkness is falling on her suburban subdivision. For Miss Brown, who works as an office manager in a pediatric clinic, life at work can feel nearly normal, but at home with no electricity, it is anything but. "Quote unquote, I keep hoping every day that I'm gonna go home and it'll be on," she said. "Quote unquote, but every day is not. 3 weeks have passed since Hurricane Ida knocked down electric wires, poles, and transmission towers serving more than 1 million people in southeast Louisiana. In New Orleans, power was almost nearly restored by September 10th, and businesses and schools have reopened, but outside the city, more than 100,000 customers were without light through September 13th. As of Friday evening, there were still about 38,000 customers without power, and many people remain displaced from damaged homes. And you have a lot of Esau out there, a lot of these lower level devils out there, man. But you also have, you have some Jakes out there as well. Hold on. My bad. You have some Jakes out there, a lot of them would be of a speckled bird variety, but you have some Jakes, actual original looking Jakes in these small towns as well. And all right, so let me, so they're being judged too, man. And as intensifying storms driven by climate change reveal the weakness of electric grids across the U.S., severe power outages are becoming an increasingly regular long-term aftershock. Quote unquote, it so quickly pivots from the disaster itself, the hurricane, the wildfire, the floods, quote unquote, said Julie McNamara, an energy analyst with the Union of Concerned Scientists. So much of these consequences of these extreme weather events are because of these long lasting power outages, quote unquote. So hey, they and they're saying it's climate change, but who's fucking with the climate, man? Who's fucking with the weather? Well, really the climate, man. Esau, man. Because that heart is also fucking with the climate in general, putting all that heat out. So if anyone is to blame for what they do, they use radiation and shit. So if anyone, and also the chemtrails, man. So if anyone is to blame for the weather being fucked up, it's Esau. Even though Esau is himself, let me say this, Esau is a tool of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He's a tool to bring judgment, man. All this is judgment, This is how Yahweh Hashem Yahushai works, It's how he visits. You use Esau, or you could use, these chariots to intensify it. But anyways, either way, how about Shimi Shai? He's working. Ida, like brothers brought out, comes from Germanic word meaning work, man. Going into work, the Most High Yahweh, he's working. He's gonna work through these devils to judge you, Jakes, and then he's gonna, work through the elect, man. And give these devils that work when they roll. For many, like Miss Brown, getting the lights back on could still be more than a week away. Entergy, the state's largest utility, estimates that power will be fully restored in the state by September 29th, a full month after Ida made landfall. Linemen are scattered across the coast, replacing down wires and poles, but in some areas hit by sustained winds as high as 150 miles per hour, electrical systems will need to be completely rebuilt. Hey, so Babylon, and you Babylonians down there in Louisiana, still recovering from the Most High Yahweh giving you that work. He hit you hit you with the work. Judgment, Mashapayim going out. For many, like Mrs. Brown, getting the lights back on, and I bet you the Akim down there was, they, were all right compared to the 2/3 and heathens, Esau. Because we got that the Akim, that sincere Akim have that connection. For many, like Miss Brown and sisters, sincere sisters, have that connection. The elect, be preserved, of course. Let me get shit. Afflictions. And let me get this. It is time for thee to work. Psalms 119 and 126. It is time for thee, Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. Void thy law. These devils and our people love to have it that way. It's time. Yep. That's exactly what happened down there, and there's more to come. It seems that in the big picture, okay, the challenges of weeks without power, where residents Kelly Walker, who lives in Luling, LA, went almost 3 weeks with no electricity before the lights were finally restored on Friday. Her mother's small 3-bedroom house became a crowded home base to 8 people when the generator tempered the sweltering heat at a cost of often 80 days, 80 per day in gasoline. Not bad. Been expecting someone. Slacking. Because they got hit with a heat wave after. With no hot water to take a shower, the grocery stores still poorly stocked. And that Louisiana heat, that's a heat around that area, man. Well, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and when it gets hot, it's real hot. It's that wet heat. Louisiana, it's even closer to the Gulf. You're gonna have it's a swamp. Shit, it's gonna be humid as fuck. Well, it's that sticky, thick, humid heat, man. Moist heat. That's even more unbearable than that dry heat. And with no AC, well, a lot of them would have no AC. They don't have a generator, and even those that have a generator, it's going to cost a lot. $80 per day in gasoline. With no hot water to take a shower, the grocery stores still poorly stocked. Her 14-year-old son's school closed indefinitely. Little to do for entertainment. The family saw tensions run high. People was throwing hands with each other, man. You know, you Jakes, you Jakes, and you fucking six packs, six pack Joes and Sally's down there in Louisiana, man. Y'all, shit, man. Y'all getting judged, man. With no hot water to take a shower, the grocery stores, yeah, y'all getting you six pack Joes and Sally's just beginning for y'all. You know, cause y'all took part, y'all being Esau, you know, lower level, lowercase e's, man. You know, took part in our oppression as well. You know, like your like your elites, man, the elites of your nation. So y'all gonna be three-time losers. Y'all's two-time losers. Y'all gonna be three-time losers. But really ain't concerned about you, y'all, man. Y'all getting judged because a lot of y'all participated in the lynchings and shit. Down there in Louisiana, especially. I already know. Still have people alive from that participated in that. But yeah, man. You know, you Jakes as well. You Jakes down there, 2/3 everywhere is wicked as fuck. But there's different types of wickedness. You know, you Louisiana Jakes. I know y'all be getting hit with a lot of hurricanes lately. You know, tropical storms and shit. You know, and Louisiana, you Louisiana Jakes, man. Y'all be big on eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Oh, you can't get enough of that, man. Can't get enough of that crawfish. And you can't get enough. You don't care if it says in the laws to not eat it. You don't care. Y'all can't get enough of it. I was raised on it, so I'm still gonna do it. Type shit. And you be eating alligator and shit. You know, tripping, going off. Those animals wasn't designed to be eaten. You know, but y'all don't care. You know, eating shitlins and shit. You know, that's why y'all getting judged, man. You know, and that's the main that and witchcraft be real big in that area. We doing voodoo and shit. So y'all getting judged, man. Y'all getting judged down there. But that judgment is coming to the rest of the tribes, man. Notice a lot. I noticed the so-called Haitians, both in Haiti and the so-called Haitian diaspora, which a lot of them is in Louisiana. I know it's like tribe of Levi been getting dragged up a lot recently. But let me it's just you 2/3, man. You about to catch pure hell before Esau gets his. Quote unquote. It seems in the big picture things are coming together. That's why I wanted to bring this out, said Miss Walker. But it feels like the outskirts, little towns and communities are getting left behind, quote unquote. Everywhere from St. Charles, Paris, where Miss Walker lives, the Debo, I think is how you pronounce it, over 30 miles west and 50 miles south to Grand Isle, an expanse that includes bedroom communities, fishing towns, and small cities of oil and gas workers. Power outages have led to a cascade of challenges. And show you this who appears to be a Eve when Kelly Walker, yeah, appears to be a Eve, when what probably looks like a Southern Kingdom Eve, who lives in Luling, Louisiana, went almost 3 weeks without power before the lights finally went on Friday. Jake gonna be getting hit hard. Jobs, that's just the curses. Jobs, schools, and daily routines remain on hold across the region. Workers on cherry pickers string new power lines along roads as drivers wait their turn at dead traffic lights. On some residential areas, power lines hang so low that cars can just barely scrape under them. Shit. The Terrebonne Parish School District, where just over a dozen of 34 schools have power as of Friday, had not been closed for weeks. Has not been closed for weeks. The district is not even contemplating reopening school business buildings till they have electricity, said Philip Martin, the school superintendent. Schools farther north, with power and less damage, will temporarily house students from the southern reaches of the parish starting on the 27th, but without lights on, it's been challenging to even access the wind damage to school facilities to determine how long that fix will be necessary. So it's like that's gonna, all the economy of Babylon is fucking taking all types of hits. This is another one. You know, which is gonna accelerate that economic collapse is coming. Medical facilities are, because think of all the costs that's associated with this going to get passed down to the consumer, and you're going to feel that shit when you go to the store. Medical facilities are struggling too. The urgent care clinic that that Alicia Doucet manages and cut off small fishy town along the bayous southwest of New Orleans reopened a week after the storm hits when the staff finally secured a generator. But a week later, the gasoline costs to run it up were adding up. Supplies, including medications and crutches, were slow to arrive as delivery trucks struggled to make it through the degree to reach the clinic. So basically, this is like a picture of Jacob's trouble, man. That's what it is, man. This is like a preview, like a little preview, more like a snapshot. That's what it is. Like it's just like a glimpse of what's coming, to Babylon. Power outages, people starving. Like, hey, 1.4 billion cost that much after Hurricane after Hurricane Laura tore through the southwest part of the state last August, causing over 400,000 outages in Louisiana. It took over a month for the utility to restore power to all customers at an estimated cost of up to 1.4 billion. A month later, it took 2 weeks for Entergy to fully restore power after Hurricane Zeta knocked out power to nearly 500,000 customers in the state. So there you go, man. Hey, you Jakes, you Jakes down there in Louisiana, man. Y'all catching straight hell. That's judgment. And Esau was used to bring it because that Ida storm intensified quick, real quick. Among other signs, Esau, by now, y'all should know it's widely known that they use they got weather modification weapons and shit. like HARP, and they use chemtrails. It's well known. But Esau, he hey, you devils, you see all this, see that our people is catching hell, but it's the 2/3 that's gonna get that the 2/3 are marked for death, numbered to the sword. The 2/3 are, but hey, the elect is gonna be saved out of it. The elect is gonna be saved out of these troubles, man. Hey, it was 1 hour, 10 minutes and 44 seconds. I looked at the time and Kala Yaba Shimi Al Shai. Kala Yaba Shimi Al Shai by Shimi Kakadash. Let me get some scriptures on this. Let me get. Now they talking about lions getting the Rona. Shut up. Let me get. He shall deliver in 6 troubles. Shall he deliver thee in 6 troubles? And in 6 troubles. Job 5:6. Wait, Salakia. Hey, let me get to the point. For the elect, Job 5:19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 shall no evil touch thee. The elect is gonna be delivered. In famine, 7 means completion, a complete amount. Verse 20, in famine, he shall redeem thee. So complete amount. Complete amount we're going to be delivered from all of the troubles, man, one way or another. For the elect, Yahweh be that number. The elect is going to be delivered from those troubles. Even if it don't seem like at the time that it don't seem like it don't look like, and it's not looking good, still looking like there's no way out. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to provide a way out for his elect. We're just going to have faith that we are of that number. Verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. So you're not going to be able to get the elect. And in war from the power of the sword. We're at war. And he's going to feed the elect during the famines. Shortages. Verse 21, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. All that propaganda bullshit that you devils push out about us. Going to be hid. We're going to be hid from it. That's the scourge of the tongue. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Not going to be afraid. I'm not going to be afraid of that destruction. The elect is going to, because the elect is going to have that hedge over them, man. The 2/3 ain't going to have the hedge. The elect building up the hedge fund to have that hedge, man. A spiritual hedge fund. We do these works to build up that spiritual hedge fund. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Not going to be scared. You have that force field, that hedge around you, man. Hey, got that hedge fund, the spiritual bank account, man. Spiritual hedge fund. Right. This is A side note, the fact that it's called a hedge fund lets you know that money is a defense. But got that money never gonna go, that can never be devalued, man. That spiritual treasure, man. Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. You know that for the elect, man. Hey, that then treasures in heaven is gonna pay off. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, man. You know, while the beasts of the earth is gonna be tearing up you tribes, man. And you lower level devils and heathens, the tribes is gonna be getting busy. Well, Salakia, these beasts, you know, these wild beasts, you know, these including these lab creations, gonna be going crazy. Gonna be losing it on you tribes out here. Let me you know, these hold up. Shit. Unknown wild beast. Unknown wild beasts. New or newly created beasts. Unknown wild beasts. Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 18. Or unknown wild beast, full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes. Just a newly created beast that's gonna, like, may not even have to lay a hand on you. They're just gonna scare the fuck out of you just out of sight of them. Verse 19, whereof not only the horn might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroyed them. Now, yeah, you know, so part of the Jacob trouble that's coming is going to be those beasts. And let me get back to what I was going into, though. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Verse 23, for his elect, right? For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. You know, hey, the elect is going to be on that and under that hedge. Verse 24, thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and shall visit thy habitation, and shall not sin. Verse shall not go off, man. The hour of temptation is going to be able to resist. No, you 2/3, man. Or you 2/3 is going to get caught up in the evil time, man. Caught up in the evil time. Caught up in the evil time. Shit. Yup, Khan. For man also, Ecclesiastes 9 and 12, for man also knoweth not his time, as are the fishes that are taken in the evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in the evil time, when it falls suddenly upon them. Yup, you 2/3 are gonna get caught in an evil time. But then, hey, you Esau, you damn devils, man, y'all not seeing that y'all think that you're gonna make it out of here. We all think that you're gonna continue to rule. You don't think you're going down. So you're all gonna get caught in the evil time as well. Anyone at my door? Yeah. Get out the no. No. Select. Shabbat, you want to do something.